Chapter 2014, Hiding the Truth. The arrival of Changluan made Prince Matsuri and the others very excited. They were the guardians of the sealed land, and in fact, among the clans that had arranged the seal back then, there were members of the Qinling Mountain Dragon clan. Changluan said indifferently, "The elders of my clan sent me to take a look." Zhang Yi's heart stirred. The white dragon hadn't come in person. That meant that the danger this time would not be particularly great, which also proved that Mammon had not been revived. He felt much more at ease. "Actually, I've already sent my companions ahead to scout the area, but I haven't heard from them yet. Let's do this. I'll go ahead and take a look at the situation there first. You guys just wait here for my news." Zhang Yi prepared to leave first. Unexpectedly, Changluan glanced at him, and a slight smile of contempt appeared at the corner of his mouth. "If you go, you will die." Zhang Yi didn't know if Changluan was trying to scare him. "Why?" Changluan didn't say anything. He ignored the others and walked straight to the edge of the weak water abyss. Then, his black hair quickly grew longer and formed a black passage above the weak water abyss. Changluan stepped onto the passage and walked slowly toward the opposite shore. Zhang Yi wanted to follow, but after Changluan crossed, the passage automatically disappeared. How sneaky! Zhang Yi rubbed his nose and cursed silently in his heart. At this moment, Saladin came to Zhang Yi and saw that he was unharmed. He breathed a sigh of relief. "Chaos, I'm glad you're okay." Zhang Yi glanced at Saladin and thought of his previous plan, so he cautiously kept a distance from him. "Of course I'm fine." Zhang Yi's tone was very cold and hard, and his eyes were filled with suspicion. Seeing this, Saladin immediately explained, "Chaos, I wasn't the one who attacked you earlier. I know who he is." "Oh? Tell me." Zhang Yi's eyebrows raised involuntarily. "You know who it was? Then you're really amazing." Saladin took a deep breath and said solemnly to Zhang Yi, "The person who attacked you was Aleph from the Eastern Orthodox Church." Zhang Yi frowned. "What is going on? Explain yourself clearly." Saladin said, "We received intelligence long ago that you were being targeted by the Eastern Orthodox Church. That's why I came here this time, with the mission of ensuring your safety. Fortunately, you were blessed with good fortune and did not fall into their clutches." Zhang Yi found this inexplicable. If he didn't know that the person who attacked him was from the Wulwan Empire, he might have been confused. Was Saladin trying to confuse him, or was there some other reason for his words? Wait a minute. The people who attacked him were indeed from the Wulwan Empire. But was it possible that they were working with the Eastern Orthodox Church? As for Saladin, could he be trusted? Saladin saw the suspicion in Zhang Yi's eyes, so he gave up pretending and said bluntly, "Now it's time to tell you my identity. I am a member of the Pupil Organization, a level 31 Grand Prosecutor. I am also the Knight of Chivalry among the Four Horsemen of the Dawn. I believe you already know that King Arthur of Britannia is our Knight of Spirit." Zhang Yi narrowed his eyes. He didn't expect Saladin to have joined the Pupil Organization. "Don't you belong to the Assassins? Why did you convert to another religion?" The Assassins were the largest branch of the Heavenly Sect, and because of Saladin's strength, they had almost become synonymous with the Heavenly Sect. This sect had extremely strict doctrines and did not allow apostates to exist. Saladin said, "The Pupil Organization has never been a religion. It is just a union. We just came together for a common purpose. And Chaos, you are the member we want most to bring into the Pupil Organization. If you are willing to join us, the position of Knight of Illusion, among the Four Horsemen of the Dawn will be yours." Zhang Yi stared at Saladin, his head filled with conflicting thoughts. "This is too much trouble. I don't like your bullshit. I only came here to seal Mammon. Besides, isn't the Pupil Organization a follower of Satan? You didn't come here to help Mammon break his seal, did you?" Zhang Yi's heart was filled with caution. However, he wasn't afraid of the King of Assassins attacking him. To put it bluntly, even at such a close distance, he could guarantee that he would kill Saladin before he could make a move. Saladin shook his head repeatedly. "We only believe in the way of survival. Because the Eastern Orthodox Church advocates the return of all beings to heaven, it is actually telling us to die. But that doesn't mean we are Satan's servants. But the people of the Eastern Orthodox Church really want your life. Zhang Yi sneered coldly in his heart. How so? Saladin stared at Zhang Yi. What you got from Chernobyl has aroused their greed. At this moment, Zhang Yi didn't even bother to pretend. Because he was powerful enough. Faced with Saladin's words, he asked, "What? The Eastern Orthodox Church is after me, but you're not? Or is it the pupil organization behind you that isn't?" Saladin shook his head. "Our goals are different. We want you to become our partner and help us fight against the apocalypse. The stronger you are, the better it is for us. But the madmen of the church want to sacrifice all of humanity and return to the realm of the sea spirits." Zhang Yi lowered his eyes. The realm of the sea spirits that Saladin spoke of was actually the ether. In other words, the goal of the Holy See was to welcome the end of the world and return all of humanity to the ether? This was completely insane and foolish. However, according to the teachings of the Eastern Orthodox Church, this was indeed what they had always been pursuing. According to the Holy Scriptures, when the end of the world came, only those who believed in God would be able to enter heaven. Those who did not believe in God would fall into purgatory and suffer endless torment. What a load of crap! I don't believe any of this nonsense. Zhang Yi still felt that it was better to live in this world. He wasn't one of those Yihen tribe bastards who had lived for billions of years, nor did he hate eternal life, so how could he want to lose himself? I can't believe what you're saying unless you can show me real evidence to convince me. Otherwise, I won't believe any of you. After Zhang Yi finished speaking, he coldly walked away. He knew what was going on. But he wouldn't explain. He would use his own affairs as bait to sow seeds of doubt among the other mutant teams. Afterwards, these seeds would grow strong and play a big role for him. Chapter 2015, In the Name of God. Soon, more people approached the weak water abyss. They were from the Eastern Orthodox Church. Their large group seemed to have arrived at the border long ago, but they had been searching for someone. After confirming the location of Zhang Yi, Saladin, and the others, they immediately rushed over. The Knights Templar were mighty and majestic, each wearing sacred white armor and robes, exuding an air of solemnity and dignity. Zhang Yi and the others looked from afar and saw that their clothes were not badly damaged, only stained with blood, and knew that they had just been through a fierce battle. But it was clear that they had not paid too high a price to defeat their powerful enemies. Zhang Yi narrowed his eyes slightly and thought of what Saladin had said. He quietly took out his magic sword and held it in his hand, watching them warily. As soon as Olive and the others arrived, they noticed that Zhang Yi and Saladin were very cold towards them, even showing a hint of hostility. He immediately understood what was going on and couldn't help but sigh. He motioned for his men to stay where they were and walked forward alone. "Your Excellency Chaos, Your Majesty Saladin. I am relieved to see that you are safe and sound. Now that you have successfully arrived in this area, let's act together. This place is too dangerous. Those troublesome lords of the Netherworld and Netherwalkers could appear at any moment." Olive scanned the surroundings warily. Zhang Yi sneered and casually placed his sword in front of him. "But what I'm most worried about right now isn't the lords of the Netherworld here, but the people around me. Right now, I don't dare to trust anyone. Being stabbed in the back is the most desperate way to die." Olive's eyes widened slightly. "Are you suspecting me?" Zhang Yi shook his head. "No, I suspect everyone equally. That blow behind my back almost killed me. Now tell me, how can I be sure which one of you is a traitor?" Olive said solemnly, "I swear in the name of God. It was definitely not someone from the Holy See who attacked you. Otherwise, may I be condemned to hell after death and devoured by evil spirits." This oath was a bit harsh, because everyone knew how solemn it was for a believer of Cardinal's level to swear in the name of God. Once a person has faith in their heart, they will have a sense of awe, and no one would dare to joke about their faith. Zhang Yi knew clearly what was going on, so he touched his nose and didn't say anything. Saladin smiled coldly and said bluntly, "This operation was organized by your Holy See. No one else could have planned this attack on Chaos in advance. Even if you didn't do it, you are still involved. Zhang Yi's face was unmoved. Could he say that the undercover agent had actually infiltrated their team since they arrived in North Fazhou? Kang De's ability was indeed somewhat abnormal. He could silently infiltrate other people's consciousness and form his own existence. If it weren't for the intervention of an outsider, Zhang Yi might not have figured this out. Olive looked at Saladin with a serious expression and said, "Your Majesty Saladin, as a devout believer, I am willing to swear to God." "Isn't that enough?" "On the contrary, now I have some doubts that it was you who did it. Do you dare to swear to the leader of your Tiani sect?" Saladin's eyebrows shot up, and in order to show Zhang Yi that he was telling the truth, he quickly placed his hands on his chest. "I, Saladin bin Abdullah, can also swear here to the great and only Lord. I know nothing about the attack on His Excellency Chaos. If I am lying, may I be burned forever in the fires of hell." Zhang Yi had to admit that the biggest advantage of religious faith was that when you swore, others would really believe you. Zhang Yi looked at the two with a suspicious expression and kept a certain distance from them. "All right, now I can't tell who attacked me. If it wasn't you, then it was Columbia's mutant forces or the people of Asgard. In any case, there must be a traitor among us. Everyone must fend for themselves and be careful. But once I find out who attacked me, I'm sorry, but I will definitely kill him." Olive and Saladin also immediately agreed. "The Holy See will also hunt him down to the ends of the earth. We absolutely cannot allow such a shameless betrayal. The Kutan Empire feels the same way. We will never allow anyone to attack our best partners." Saladin did not forget to exchange glances with Zhang Yi. In his heart, he had already designated Zhang Yi as the Knight of Illusion of the Pupil Organization. Zhang Yi did not forget to divert attention away from himself. The more chaotic things got, the better he could play his role as the only one who knew the truth. At this moment, Olive also discovered the members of the Merfolk clan in the Weak Water Abyss. "Who are these three?" Olive asked curiously. Zhang Yi had told the Merfolk clan in advance that they had other allies, so he took this opportunity to introduce them. Olive's eyes widened in surprise, but he quickly composed himself. It was not surprising that the birth of Mammon would attract the attention of other underground civilizations. Especially the Merfolk clan, who claimed to be the race that protected the seal of this place. Olive didn't think much of it. Prince Matsuri said to Zhang Yi, "His Excellency Changwon has already crossed the sea. With him here, there is basically no suspense about the seal. Are there any others coming?" Zhang Yi thought for a moment and said, "Let's wait a little longer. Maybe they are still alive." The teams of mutants from Asgard and Columbia had not yet arrived. However, these world-class teams of mutants were all powerful and had many tricks up their sleeves, so they would not die so easily. As for Odibio, his death was somewhat tragic. Odibio's abilities were only good for dealing with the Lord of the Netherworld, but he was unable to deal with a Black Bishop-level Pokong. This had already been revealed by the Silver Armor Generals. Zhang Yi did not rush to cross the sea, but decided to continue waiting for the others to arrive. As for Changwon, he would let him go ahead and fight the first battle. Ling had reminded Zhang Yi that sealing Mammon a second time would not be so easy. They would have to wait and see how far Changwon could go. Even if he went with him now, he probably wouldn't be able to gain any advantage. The best choice was to wait and see how things developed. After all, he still had the key sealing item, the Spear of Longinus, in his hands, which gave him the initiative in this operation. After waiting for a short while, the other two mutant troops also arrived at the shore of the Weak Water Abyss one after another.